Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So class 8 we have completed chapter number 5 light, and it is for your unit test 3, so prepare it very well, go through the lesson very well, read it thoroughly and do all the exercises in your books and question answers in your physics copy, and prepare the lesson very well and try to get very good marks. So now this is chapter number 6, heat transfer. Now what is heat? Heat is a form of energy which gives the sensation of hotness or coldness. So we have done chapter number 1, matter. So what we have done in that chapter, we have studied about the kinetic theory of matter. We have studied about the molecules. So we have studied that matter is made up of very very tiny particles which are called molecules, and molecules can exist independently in nature and they have the properties of the matter. Now what properties do they have? They exert force on one another, which is called intermolecular force of attraction, and they have spaces, intermolecular spaces in between them, and they are continuously in random motion, which is called Brownian motion. So due to this random motion, they possess which type of energy? They possess kinetic energy, and due to their intermolecular force of attraction, they possess potential energy. Now, when an object is heated, what happens? The molecules which are in motion, now they start moving faster. When the energy is supplied to the object, the molecules of that object start moving faster. They absorb energy, heat energy, and they start moving faster. So what happens? Their kinetic energy increases. And on the other hand, when the object is cooled, that is when it loses heat, what happens? The motion of the molecules become slow, so their kinetic energy also decreases. So the sum of the total kinetic energy and total potential energy of all the molecules present in a given object is called the total internal energy or thermal energy of the object. Now what is thermal energy or total internal energy? That is the sum of the total kinetic energy and total potential energy of all the molecules present in a given object. So kinetic energy is due to motion, and potential energy is due to the force of attraction. So the sum of these two energies in a given object is the total internal energy or the thermal energy of the object. Now, how can we say that the object is hot or cold? We can say that on the basis of its internal or thermal energy. So, a hot object possesses more internal energy as compared to a cold object. As we know that kinetic energy increases when we supply heat to the object. So, its internal energy is more when the object is hot. When a hot object is placed in contact with a cold object, the internal energy of the hot object decreases and the internal energy of the cold object increases. So what happens when we place a hot object with a cold object in contact with a cold object? What happens? The internal energy of hot object decreases and the internal energy or the thermal energy of the cold object increases. Now what as a result, what happens? The hot object becomes less hot and the cold object becomes less cold. It becomes warm, more warm. So why does that happen? There is transfer of energy. So there is transfer of energy from the hot object to the cold object. The energy that gets transferred is called heat energy. The energy from the hot object transfers to the cold object. So this energy which gets transferred is called heat energy. Now heat energy is neither contained nor stored in an object. Heat refers to the transfer of thermal energy from one object to another. So heat energy is measured in joule. So heat refers to the transfer of thermal energy from one object to another. There is transfer of thermal energy from one object to another, from hot object to the cold object, and this heat energy is measured in joule. When two objects at different temperatures are placed in contact with each other, the flow of energy takes place. The energy flows from the object at higher temperature to the object at lower temperature. So the average thermal energy of object A is greater than the average thermal energy of object B. This is hotter and this is colder. This is hot, this is cold. Now energy flow takes place. Now average thermal energy of object A is equal to the average thermal energy of object B. Now, according to the kinetic molecular theory, temperature of an object is the measure of the average kinetic energy of its molecules. So, what is temperature? It is the measure of the average kinetic energy of its molecules. Now, what are the effects of heat? There are three effects of heat on a given object. They are as follows: change in temperature of an object, change of state of a substance, and change in dimensions of an object. So there are three effects of heat on a given object. Number one is change in temperature, number two is change of state, and number three is change in dimensions. So now let's see what is change in temperature of an object. So when we heat an object, whether it is solid, liquid or gas, what happens? Its temperature increases. Because the motion of the molecules increases, they absorb heat and they start moving faster, so the temperature increases, and also the kinetic energy of the molecules increases. So when we cool an object, its temperature decreases. So the increase or decrease in the temperature of an object depends upon the quality of heat absorbed or released by it. It also depends on the material of which the object is made of. So when an object is heated, its temperature increases, and when it is cooled down, then the temperature decreases. So this increase or decrease in temperature depends upon the quantity of heat absorbed or released. Because when the object is heated, it absorbs heat, and when the object is cooled down, it releases heat. So change in temperature also depends on the material of which the object is made of. Now what happens, as we know, according to kinetic molecular theory, when we provide heat to an object, what happens? Its molecules start moving faster. So due to this, the kinetic energy increases, and when the kinetic energy increases, the thermal energy increases, and so the temperature also increases. And on the other hand, when the object is cooled down or when heat is absorbed from the object, so its molecules start moving slowly. Due to this, kinetic energy decreases and also the thermal energy decreases, so the temperature also decreases. So this all depends upon the motion of molecules. When heat is provided, movement of the molecules increases, and so the kinetic energy increases, the thermal energy increases, so the temperature increases. And when the heat is absorbed from the object, or when the object is cooled down, then its molecules start moving slowly. The movement slows down, so the kinetic energy also decreases, the thermal energy decreases, and as a result, the temperature also decreases. Now motion of molecules depends on the temperature, and so when the temperature increases, molecular motion increases. When the temperature decreases, molecular motion decreases. So what happens? When temperature becomes zero, the molecular motion also stops. So the temperature at which the motion of the molecule stops and the average kinetic energy of the molecules becomes zero is called the absolute zero or zero of Kelvin scale. So what is absolute zero or zero of Kelvin scale? And the temperature at which the motion of the molecule stops and the average kinetic energy of the molecules becomes zero is called the absolute zero or zero of the Kelvin scale. And what is the value of absolute zero? It is minus 273.15 degrees Celsius. it is the lowest attainable temperature, and the temperature below this temperature means below minus 273.15 degrees Celsius cannot exist. So this is the lowest attainable temperature. That was all about the change in temperature of an object. That was the effect of heat, number 1. Now number 2 is change of state of a substance. So we can change the physical state of a substance by heating or cooling. For example, we know that water exists in 3 states: solid, liquid and gas. Solid state is ice, liquid state is water, and gaseous state is steam. So we can convert water from one state to another. Ice can be converted into water, and water can be converted into steam by heating. And when steam is cooled, it converts into water, and on further cooling, water converts into ice. So this is how we can convert the physical state of a substance by heating or cooling. We can see here ice is the solid form of water, and when we heat ice, it changes into water, and water on heating changes into steam. And when on cooling, the steam or gaseous state of water changes into liquid state, it changes into water, and on further cooling, water changes into ice, or water can be changed into its solid state. So this is how we can change the physical state of a substance by heating or cooling. So change of a substance from one physical state to another is called change of state. What is change of state? Change of a substance from one physical state to another is called the change of state. Now solid, liquid and gas, these are the 3 states. So solid on melting changes into liquid, and liquid on boiling changes into gas, and gas on condensing changes into liquid, and liquid on freezing changes into solid. And when solid directly changes into gas, solid directly changes into gas without undergoing this state, liquid state. This is called sublimation, and when gas directly changes into solid, this is called deposition. Now this is the change of state. So the third effect of heat is change in dimensions of an object. So we can also change the dimensions of an object on heating. When an object, whether it is a solid or a liquid or a gas, is heated, what happens? It expands, and its length, area and volume increase. And conversely, when a hot object is cooled, what happens? It contracts. That is, its length, area and volume decrease. So an object expands on heating and contracts on cooling. All happens because when any object is heated, its molecules start moving faster. So the intermolecular spaces increase, and as a result, the object expands.